We'll go into some big coaching news, Craig. Maurice Freeman stepped down as the head coach for Brooks County. I was there for a long time. Had a couple stints with the team, ended up winning two state championships, had an overall record of 250 and 117 over the course of his career. And he also was 196 and 65 as a Trojans head coach. But what's your kind of reaction to that?
Well, I mean, he's going to go down as one of the best to ever do it in the state of Georgia. There's rumors he's going to take a job out of state, which that'll be interesting. We've seen a lot of coaches coming to Georgia from out of state, but this just makes a lot of sense for him. It's tough that they lost in the semifinals this last year, but once you have 30 years of being an educator, being a head coach under your belt, you can retire. And so he's going to be able to take that pension, go out of state, double dip after putting in 3 decades of work, and wherever he lands, they're going to get an experienced coach that not only was able to win state titles in Georgia, but every single season they're in contention, ran that program like a well-oiled machine.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's a great accomplishment for him. So I think he was third in the state in terms of active coaches in terms of most wins. I think he's behind Alan Chadwick and then one other guy. So he's definitely one of the all-time greats, but just makes sense for him. He's going to be able to collect that double dipping salary.
No doubt. And do you think Brooks County makes a hire in state, or do you think they go out of state to get their next guy?
Ooh, well, here's the issue. One, they are very late in this carousel, so it makes me question why. Because a lot of these coaches, especially when you aren't fired or there isn't a force to try to get you out, a lot of the times you're going to step down after the season. So he waited about 3 months. Spring practice is right around the corner, but I also think he's the type of guy that he's not going to want to leave it in rough shape. He probably has a guy that has been working on it. He might bring some of his staff with him, but he's in a situation where wherever he lands, he's going to have to hit the ground running, and obviously so is Brooks County. But it would make sense that they already kind of have a guy in mind, and maybe that's why he waited so long, because he wanted to make sure those pieces were in place.